Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I apologize if I sound a little groggy and everything. All this crazy weather here in lovely, lovely New Jersey keeps messing up with my sinuses, and you wake up and you're all congested and you sound like crap. And I didn't get to do these reviews yesterday on Mother's Day, so it's Monday morning. I'm not working today, so getting these reviews done. So it's a light week. I only have two films to talk about. So we're going to get started with Lean on Pete, which is the story of a young man who goes through a lot in his life and him trying to journey to finding his lost mother who left him when he was a child after things in his normal life go awry. And along the way, he brings this horse named Pete. And from the trailer, it seems like it's a lot more focused on him and this horse and stuff like that. But this film really takes you to some dark places, and I wasn't really expecting that. This film pulls no punches, and it was really well done with a steady hand by director Andrew Hay. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that. Sorry, but he really brings this tone of, you know from the start and how this film feels, that this is going to be really real, it's going to be really gritty, and it's not going to pull any punches. And I think that's very admirable about this story, because this film could have been very sentimental and like this kid and his horse, and I was kind of going in thinking that with the trailers, but no, this film is very much not that, and it handles when it goes to those dark places really well too, because there are some very serious moments throughout this film, very graphic, and takes our young character to some dark places. And it's a very intriguing and moving film, where this film takes our young protagonist is quite the journey, and you're along for the ride this whole time, and anything that happens to him, it's understandable, it's well done, it's very moving, and there's some very powerful moments, very serious and dramatic moments, and some brutal moments that really do hit you hard, and how this film is handled does that real well. This very powerful performance from young Charlie Plummer, who is in All the Money in the World, and he does a really fine job in this film, carrying this film, because this is his film and you're going along with him on this journey. And there's scenes where he's just acting against a horse, and he does a really good job with that. There's some very powerful emotional moments that he has to handle throughout here. And this film asks this young actor to go to some places that you might not expect like a young person to have to go to in a film like this, and he does. And he also has some good supporting cast around him. I'm going to just focus on Steve Zahn, who after War for the Planet of the Apes really showed that he had some chops, but before that he was just a goofball, and he is surprising in his small role in this film. And Steve Buscemi does a really good job as always. He's always game when he pops up in a film. Such a great character actor. And the score by James Edward Baker is very somber, and it really helps capture the tone and the atmosphere of what this film is trying to show. And that, like, calling this a somber film really is a good way of saying that, as you're going through this film feeling like you want him to succeed, and he's just been through so much, and you can tell the weight just leaning on this young man, and leaning on Pete, huh? But Magnus Nordenhav Jonk, who's the cinematographer, this is a really beautiful shot film, especially the scenes when he's walking with his horse across this open country. There's some really great like crane or high angle shots and like bird's eye view looking down at this young man walking across this vast desert with this horse. And there's some beautiful lighting. They use the sun so well in those sequences of him traveling, and there's a lot of night sequences that's really shot well, because they really only have the headlights of cars to light up things, and how it's shot is really well done. And there's a lot of great detail and perspective put into this world that this young man lives in. And it's America, and there's parts where it's like he's this homeless kid, and for a greater part of this film with his horse and going through very decrepit urban areas at certain points, and you really get a sense of the underbelly of our country in this film, and it shines a big light on it, and it's upsetting and moving and anything it needs to be to add that extra layer of this is just a kid trying to find his mother, but also all the other things that you see with somebody stuck in this situation with no home and no support, where like what they're driven to do. But the thing is, this film does meander a little bit. It is a bit slow at points, and the pacing gets off, and you're kind of waiting and waiting, and at some point the story just keeps going and going, and some parts are really, really interesting and intriguing. Some of them are not on that level, but overall this is such a powerful, moving film that those pieces of it don't take so much away from the film. And I'm going to give Lean on Pete an A and a very high recommendation.